What do you know about Zola Budd, that the person that we know, the public persona that we know, Ray, and working so closely with her, what is it that you've got in terms of insights and things that would be really nice to know that you can share with us?
You know, I'm in a privileged position because I look from the outside in, but I see things that other people don't, which is magic. The Zola story, in fact, is only a 9-month story, an 8-month story, really. And it began in 1985 on January the 5th, when Zola ran down in Stellenbosch and broke the world record by...
84?
84, yes, 84. Yeah. And broke the world record there. But just going back a minute, Zola, in her bedroom in Bloemfontein, on the wall, had a poster girl. And she looked at that poster girl and thought, I would love to be like that. And then she went down to Bloemfontein, down to Stellenbosch, shall I say, and broke the world record, and broke a ladies' world record. And then she went to the Olympics, to cut the story short, and she raced against the lady that was the record that she broke, and the poster girl, and that was Mary Decker. So it was an amazing coincidence 3 times in one lifetime.
That was amazing. And considering actually, in 1984, that was the very first time that women were running 3,000 meters at the Olympics, wasn't it?
First time, and the first time that the marathon as well for women at the Olympics.
Phenomenal. And here you were, and a couple of months earlier, you'd just broken this person, her poster was on your wall, and you just broken her, because I remember putting up posters, and it was only people that I absolutely loved that were on my wall. And there you were as a teenager, and you were racing against that person. Must have been quite a tough race to come out of. I mean, have you gotten over all of the controversies that came with that particular race?
Yes, I think so, yeah. I think a lot more happened after that, positive and negative in my career, but more positive, I guess. And I think that had a profound influence in my life, because it really made me think about my running and what I want from running. And one lesson I learned, it's not about the winning or the performance, it's about being in the process and enjoying your running and what you can share because there's so many people going to Olympics with so many high hopes, and there's only a few gold medal winners. So there's a lot of people who come back from the Olympics very disappointed, a lot of fans as well, because not everybody can win a gold medal. And you have to learn to live with that. And at the end of the day, you have to learn to live with what's good enough for you. And I think that's something I was taught at a very young age to learn to do that.
How much of the race do you really remember? Because I'll tell you why. Because knowing that I was coming to chat to you, I watched the race over and over again. And a couple of things that came up for me in that particular race was you were racing, besides Puccia, the Romanian, and Mary Decker, your hero, Puccia had the world-leading time that year going into that race. You're also racing against Wendy Sly, a Briton, and she seemed wanted to show that she was as good as, if not better than you, who'd just been brought in from South Africa, and she was literally running abreast of you as you went past Mary Decker, and the 3 of you were running together, and she was pushing you for that lead. Do you remember those moments as she was coming on your right shoulder, and you were sort of like sandwiched in the middle, shorter than these 2 runners, and what thoughts you were going through at that time?
If you run barefoot, there's 2 places to be, either way or 3 places, either way at the back or in the front or way on the outside. And Mary Decker was running in the front for the first 3.5 laps, and then the pace started slowing down, and I started getting boxed in, and I could actually feel how I was getting spiked, because when you run barefoot, you get spiked really badly underneath your feet as well. So I remember after the Olympic Games, my feet underneath were actually spiked through.
Wow.
And I was getting bumped around, and the only place for me to go was to go in front. And so, yes, that sort of started the whole event, that the next lap that she fell. But I was almost forced to go to the front and started running. And I think for Mary, it was quite difficult, because Mary was under a lot of pressure as well, because she was a golden girl of American athletics. And then Joan Benoit comes along, and she wins the gold medal in the marathon. So Mary was under a lot of pressure to keep her spot as the golden girl of American athletics as well.
No, fantastic. Well, thank you for reliving that with us. And I believe that your preparations for next year's Comrades Marathon are going pretty well. We saw you working with Bruce Fordyce as well. Yes.
Bruce has always been a very good friend of me, and I've always supported him, and he's always supported me. And yes, it so happened that I ran my first Comrades with him and finished my first Comrades with him, which was one of the moments in my life. So it's always nice to have someone there, and and I don't think people always appreciate the spirit he has and the spirit he adds to running.
Fantastic. I want to thank you so much for having come to join us and chat to us about your past as well as your future plans. And for you, Ray, as well, for making sure that we do actually have this chat. And I believe that, hope that you have a very fruitful working relationship going into the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was Ray Vries, manager of Zola Budd, a sporting icon in South African athletics, in fact, worldwide athletics, chatting to us about her preparations for the Comrades, as well as a little bit about that fateful race back in 1984.